Hi, bad way to start a video doing that. Anyways, hi, it's Elizabeth, and this is my spoiler edition where I'm going to talk about pretty much about the whole book. So if you haven't read the book and you don't want it spoiled for you, don't watch this. It's gonna ruin the book it's not ruin the book. It'll just give away things that will happen. So if you don't want what happens in the book to be um, given away to you, go watch my other version. I'll try to put a link down there so you can, if you're like, whoa, wrong one, you can just go to it. And yeah, so this is mainly for the people who have read the book and they want to discuss about it, what they liked, what they didn't like, or, just those weird people who don't like reading and they just watch the book reviews that give away everything. So yeah, the book is The Hate List by Jennifer Brown, and I'm going to start off with the review, or the summary of it, because I'm not good with making up my own, and then I'm going to go into my review of it. Okay. 5 months ago, Valerie Lefman's boyfriend, Nick, opened fire on their school cafeteria. Val was as shocked as everyone else, but despite her own injury, she's implicated in the crime because the list she and Nick made of people they hated, the list Nick used to pick his targets. Now, after a summer of seclusion, Val is forced to confront her guilt as she returns to school to complete her senior year, haunted by the memory of her boyfriend she still loves, and navigating rocky relationships with her family, former friends, and the girl whose life she saved. Val must come to grips with the tragedy that took place and her role in it in order to make amends and move on with her life. So yeah, basically Valerie is she's dating this guy Nick, and they're both outcasts at their school. They don't fit in. Nobody really likes them except their close group of friends, and they're all like anti-popular. They don't like the popular cheerleaders and such and everything. And Valerie, I can't remember how long exactly she's been with him, but she'd been with him like a year, I think, too, maybe, I don't know. But things were going really good up until the beginning, or near the end or whatever. But anyways, it's like in the year of that school year that the shooting happens, and she is starting to sense that he's getting a little bit distant, and that thing, and she by then is like, she doesn't want to break up with him. She loves him very much, and she's willing to do anything pretty much to keep their relationship together. And they had this list they kind of created when they first met, and they called it their hate list, where people who picked on them, people who were cruel to them, there was a lot of people who were really mean to them in this book. They would be like, basically, so like if someone came up and picked with Valerie, she'd be like, ugh, I hate them so much, let's put them on the hate list. And it literally just randomly kind of started one day, and it was kind of their thing that kind of always tied them together. I'm not saying it's a reason why they got together, there were many other reasons why they were together. He was actually really neat, or really sweet to her. He was really sweet to her, and he had a lot of depth. And a lot of people are gonna be like, how can you like defend a person who went on a school rampage? But he did have more depth, and I'm not making excuses for what his character did, but things come out in the wrong way sometimes with a boiling point. And I know I'm guilty to a point of some stuff. I'm not going around shooting people, but I tend to hold things in, and then they'll all come out at once in a very bad way. So anyways, I'm going off topic. I always go off topic. Anyways, so yeah, and time's going on, and he's starting to become more distant towards her, and she's afraid, oh my god, he's gonna break up with me, he can't break up with me, we can't break up. She's one of those girls who's like very attached to her boyfriend. It's not a bad thing, I don't connect on that point with it, because I've never understood that with teenage relationships. But anyways, so yeah, and she's doing other things like Like I said, the hate list was their thing, and it would help in ways bring them together. And she's using that to. That wasn't. But anyways, what she doesn't know is that in him things are to that boiling point where he can't take it anymore. And so they go to school one day, and you can tell something's off because he has a trench coat on, and he's acting really weird and stranger than normal. And she had gotten picked on the bus by this girl who I can't remember her name in the book right now. I would look through, but I don't want to waste time on the video. She was picking on her on the bus, and she was really mad about that. And she, of course, goes tells her boyfriend. She's like, "I'm mad at her. I hate her." And she's thinking he's being a really good boyfriend because he's like, where is she? Where is she? I'll defend you type of thing. And she thinks he's just gonna go tell her off, basically. And so she's like, she's over there. She broke my iPod because she broke her iPod or something. So yeah, he goes over there, and then all of a sudden he pulls like the gun out of his trench coat thing and shoots her. And Valerie's like shocked. She didn't know that was gonna happen at all. She had no hint that was gonna happen. And then he starts like going off, getting people type of thing, and she's like in a state of shock at first. She's just like, and she's trying to stop the bleeding of the girl, but then it clicks on her, I gotta stop him, kind of. But she kind of wanted just to find, where he was type of thing. And so it goes to a point to where she sees him like about to shoot this other girl who's a really mean girl to both of them, who they both extremely hate and is probably like one of their top people on the hate list for them. And she goes over there, gets in the way of the gun and stuff, and he shoots her. And I can't remember, like, we never really know if it was done on purpose or not. And then he takes the gun and he shoots himself. And it's, it is very sad. And the book goes back and forth between newspaper slash, what do you call it? News station things. So it goes back and forth between Valerie's point of view to the other point of view. And when the people are reviewing it, the cops and everything, they're starting to review the case, like wondering why Nick would do this type of thing. And they find the hate list, and they see that and everyone's telling them about the hate list too, and they're like, oh yeah, they make that, and they put people's names on it, and of course, and then they figure out every single person who was on that list was targeted. So then they start going, Valerie's involved with this, type of thing. And some of the people are like, but no, she saved that one girl, she couldn't be involved if she saved that one girl. And they're really going back and forth with this. And so she leaves school after it happens for a while, which is understandable. And she leaves and everything, and she goes to therapy, and you don't figure out more until later after the book, but she had to also go to suicide watch in the hospitals and everything, because she had talked about death and stuff with her boyfriend Nick, and she never truly meant it. She was just talking about it, but of course when you talk about stuff like that and it comes out in the open, you're gonna probably go to the hospital for mental stuff. So yeah, and it's her senior year and stuff, and she's been in therapy for a while, and with her therapist's coaching, he's like, come on, you can handle this, you can do it. So even though her mom's even against it too, she's like, no, you're not ready. She's like, Mom, I'm ready. Even though in her head she's secretly type of thing. And so yeah, she goes back to school and is hated by pretty much everyone. Even her friends, who were her few close friends there, even they hate her. And have a cold shoulder towards her, though, definitely. And so, yeah, she's essentially going back in with no one. Sorry, my screen was getting bored. This would be a good time to break and go to part 2. So stay tuned and watch, and